until that day when all are one.
Well, hello everybody, this is Pac-Man5698, and I'm just here to bring you all a video going over all the Transformers figures that, well, I just want to say more about, or maybe I just got some stuff wrong about them. This time I will be including the transformations of Transformers I can transform, and I will be going over some stuff or aspects I forgot to review when I first made these videos. I am not the best at reviewing Transformers, but then again, I'm just starting out. So without further ado, here's all the stuff I missed in my reviews of these Transformers. To start off with, here is the stuff I missed for animated Starscream. Now, I think I touched upon all the criticism I had about Starscream, discussing how he's good as a toy on his own, but in terms of actually matching him up with the show, he's just really not that good. But there's one big problem that Hasbro made when creating the toy. The thing is that, as I believe I said before, his head and arms come out through a gear system that is linked to his shoulders, his head, and the nose that comes out. But one weird thing is that when you when you group it together, you know, the arms, they usually tend to get in the way. You have to group his legs and arms together so that they're at a right angle, so you can get, you know, the perfect angle for your thrusters, and later, it's actually kind of hard now. Let me put down the landing gear. Let's see. There we go. Okay, your thrusters and your missiles. But because the gear system makes it so that you have to get everything right, you have to align his hands and arms perfectly, his hands, his arms, his legs perfectly. Usually it dictates how well these are going to be angled up. Now, as you can see right here, they're not really that well angled. One of them is more below, one's more below than the other, or one's atop more than the other, even when looking at it from the very side. Now, I guess you could repose these so that they are kind of well put together, but even then, it's still kind of tricky, and really, this gear system does not work out that well. So really, the only time you're going to get a full leg and arm alignment so that he's exactly in his robot mode when you got him out of the package is out of the package. His transformation is generally annoying. And another thing is that no matter how many times I tried, you cannot really align the feet and his chest, I would say, like the piece of his chest. As you can see, you can actually see a little bit of his head. The crack's wide open, whereas in the box, it was well put together. But the legs, on the other hand, I can align well, but there's always this crack, and no matter how many times I try to connect this piece to like his window or his head, it never happens. I suppose there's supposed to be something that pegs in there, but even if I, try to peg it together before transforming it, and I hear a click, it still just falls off. So if anybody knows how to connect these two chess pieces together, please tell me, because it's not the toy, it's not even my toy, because I went over to a friend's house, and he had the same problem with this figure. But aside from that, his transformation is fairly easy. Let's see if I can get it at a higher angle. I think I showed most of it in my first review, but here's the whole thing. You disconnect the legs, then you separate the waist, and that is really his transformation, though you can separate the arms, bring them down. Bring them down. Let's see if I can get them all light. Okay, here's the problem. There we go. His arms are done. Then you just take the nose, and in the waist it should snap into place. You open these up. Okay, let's see. Here they are. The cape. You open it up. There we go. There we go. Now let's see if I can bring it up some more. Then you take his little, I think like rudders of some sort, you pull them back, you open up his feet, Now, one weird thing is that this one doesn't open as much as this one, so I usually have to line him well to get him to stand. You bring his chest piece down. Oh, and put the landing gear back in. That would also help. Oh wait, no, maybe I need to put it in some more. Let's see, put it in. There we go. And there is his transformation. That is how you transform animated Starscream. His transformation's easy, it's just really making him 100% perfect, like the transformation after you got him out of the box. That's the real problem. So, yeah, there's his transformation. He still gets, I say, a B+. And, yeah, there is animated Starscream's transformation and the criticism I missed about him. Black Arachnia, on the other hand, I discussed all the criticism. She's a solid A. Now, I think, like animated Starscream, I transformed most of her, except I missed the parts with these stingers. What you do is that really she's bent forward. You're going to want to take, let's see if it's in the shot. Okay, good. You're going to want to take this off. Separate from her thorax, which can get tight. Then you flip these legs down. There we go. Heels up. Heels up. Then you can also do the same with these arms and this one as well. Then you really, let's see. Also, you want to open her thorax. Let's see if I can pull her head up. Let's see. It's kind of tight. She can really snap in there well after you transform her. Her thorax. Come on. Exit. Exit. And it's easier to do it when you don't have a camera looking over you. There you go. Separate it. Now get it out of there. Then afterwards, she's backwards. Close it. Bring it up. Rotate her head. Then, really, you need to, I think, revolve the stingers like this. And there is how you transform animated Black Arachnia. Let's see if I can get her to stand up. Well, her legs are so curved, it's actually tricky to see what you're doing. Huh. Okay, fast forward time. That's how you transform her. She's pretty easy. I think most Transformers should be like her. She looks awesome in both robot mode and beast mode, and really she doesn't have any stupid gear. She doesn't have a stupid gear system. She's just simple. You just put stuff in order, in a specific order. You can also do a lot of her. It's not like there's really a true order you have to go by. You can do them one at a time, your own way. Let me get her grappling hook. Usually I like to put on the back since it's distracting. Or grapnel. And there we go. That is Anime Black Arachnia. Still solid A. Now Soundwave here is going to be quick because I didn't really miss anything in terms of his gimmicks or Laserbeak or really what he looks like or his comparison with the show or any major features. I forgot another important thing, which is the story. If you're new to animated, Soundwave was not originally from Cybertron like a lot of people would think, because Soundwave was one of Megatron's closest partners in the war. Soundwave was originally a toy line created by Isaac Sumdac. Then Porter C. Powell took over the toy line and eventually made it into, like, you know, a whole product placement Transformers thing. It's like Transformers and Transformers. Soundwave is the Transformer of Transformers Animated, which is really confusing. But anyway, he originally started off as a present for Sorry Sumdac, Isaac's daughter, and later, he actually kind of worked with Megatron on this. Throughout the episode, I believe it was, I forget the name of the episode, but as Sorry You Soundwave, he realized, she realized that he was a lot of fun, and the more you plug the Allspark key into his power source, the more powerful and the more upgraded he gets. Now, Sorry Sumdac paid more attention to Soundwave than Bulkhead, which I think she considered one of her best friends, along with Bumblebee, Optimus, and I don't know about Ratchet though. I guess they're all good friends, but Bulkhead was one that had a lot of time to spend with her. So as she paid more attention to Soundwave, and Bulkhead kept on warning her about the dangers of using the Allspark key on him, Bulkhead slowly kind of broke up their friendship for a little bit. Then, as Soundwave grew a conscience, he was able to ignore Sorry's demands, ignore what Sorry wanted to do, and later he was able to get advice from Megatron to start a revolution and bring together all machines and turn them all against humans, like the Terminator. Now, Soundwave did accomplish, like, bonding with electronics, and he was able to take control of them with his music or his sound or his interference or whatever, and when he got all of the machines together, a lot of machines just latched onto him, he evolved into his fullest form, Soundwave. So, in animated, Soundwave's origin is more like a Pokemon than a real Cybertronian. Now, I don't know if you want to say that Soundwave animated is better because of that, or is worse because of that, but that's his story. So I'll see you all later. Oh, and one more thing. I will not be transforming him back because it's just too much of a pain, really, to do, and to capture it all film, it's going to take so long it will bore you. This chess piece is really hard to dislodge and get back to his lower section. It just takes forever. Also, these legs can get really confusing, really jumbled up. They just go everywhere. So, yeah, maybe in the future, if I decide I want to practice with him, good. But every time I look at him in this pose, I just want to leave him alone and just look at him. So, yeah, that's Soundwave. For Armada Galvatron here, mostly I just show you all what the Minicon features could basically do, although I really had no idea what I was doing, so really this is a real feature for the gimmicks he has. Actually, before then, I thought, like Armada Starscream, he had noises out of the box. Well, this time I was wrong. I bought 3 A76 batteries, and you insert them in this little slot. It's like this weird rectangular thing with this screw at the bottom of his tank rotator or whatever thingy, and that is where the batteries go in, and that's where his sound source comes from. Now, you don't really need the Minicons to do a whole lot. The features already come from the battery pack. So, another thing that another thing that makes this, I think, this figure superior to Armada Megatron is that Armada Galvatron actually has a voice box that sounds like David Kaye, where the Armada version has a weird screechy voice. I don't know who did the voice acting for that, but it was like this: Decepticons attack! Decepticons attack! And it just repeats over and over again. It has the same gun and explosion explosion noises, you know, when you empty out a shell. However, the voice just doesn't sound like David Kaye, but this one does, and all you really have to do is rotate the tank.
The power is mine.
And it can get annoying, but it's just nice to hear, you know, 2002 to 2003 dialogue for David Kaye. It's like going back into the not-too-far past. And also, another gimmick is that his Decepticon light here shines. Let's see.
The power is mine.
There we go. And as for this little thing, it does activate these 2 pegs, but what you do here is that, let's see, actually I'm going to do this. I'm going to rotate it, turn it down, and then face it this way. Be quiet, Galvatron. The power's not yours. You died at the end of the series. Let's see, up, up, up. There we go, that should do it. Now, you attach Clench, or Leader 1, I'll just call him Clench, to the socket. Let's see, get his arms out of the way. There we go. Then you move it down. Then you just, and with the L shape, it just locks into place. And now you have 2 little extra missiles here. Now, there's a little button between, like, this ramp and these 2 missiles, so you just press it down. and it makes a laser sound. And also the way that you fire these missiles is that there are two little levers here that shoot it out. I'm going to make sure I stop them, but take it down and let's see. There we go. Let's see. And that's how you shoot them out. Now, let's see if I can get back to regular view. The main barrel here... Oh, also I'm going to get clench off. Actually, no. There's one other gimmick. When you put him on this rotator... now I have to go back. Oh my god, I am silly. I am hilarious. But anyway, when you attach him to this little rotation thing, this little rotation gimmick... There we go, this little thing, and let me move this whole thing up. When you attach clench onto this thing, and if you rotate it either one of the two ways, you get the sound of turrets. See? And it could go on forever if you want. Which is...
The power is mine.
So yeah, there we go. And it's interesting because there is no gun on Galvatron. I don't think there was really a gun on him in the series. He could hold guns, but he didn't have like the little turret, fire thing. And the other gimmicks with Galvatron here is that this prison, I was just trying to open it, but the mistake I made was that you're supposed to pull it out. Let's see. Then it opens, but it's still a pretty small minicon prison. It's supposed to be like, I guess, I don't know, a trap to attract minicons, but I don't know, I can't even fit his own minicon there. Let's see if I can, maybe if I do clench this way. Nope, still doesn't work. So I guess, I don't know, like small car minicons, like maybe Sparkplug could fit in there. But it is still kind of a cool concept. Not only are they in prison, but they go into his leg, which is pretty scary. I wouldn't want to be Con Galvatron's leg. Also, another thing is that the feature here, when you press down the switch, when it unleashes two things, you know, you can put a minicon on either one of them. You have to put them down in a specific order in order to close them. 1, 2, 3, it locks in place. If you just do them all like this, one of them overlaps, as you can see. Like, one of them overlaps and you can't close it. So it's 1, and then if you do this, like if you put this one down first, I think you have to pull the switch again and start over, so this is annoying. So it's 1, 2, 3. And for this thing, I never really knew what the point of this was, but you just really pull it out, and I guess it's like, now you can have 2 minicon ports, and I think Megatron/Galvatron has the most minicon ports out of all the Armada figures. I believe it's 13 or 14. So you can attach... Actually, one at the bottom sounds cool. Actually, the bottom one sounds even cooler. So there's leader 1. Let's see if I can close it okay. Then, with this ramp, you can make small cars go in it. And there's even a little claw here, like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you in, then I'm gonna reel you or whatever. And you just pull it back in, though it's kind of stiff. There we go, it's open all the way. You just... I don't know, get a small car in there or whatever. It has to be a really small minicon. And you just reel it in. There we go. And it just, you know, slides back up. It's very silly, very silly. But finally, one of the main features I forgot is the cannon. And the thing you do with the barrel. Yeah, the barrel. The thing you do with the barrel is that you just, it's on a spring. You just push it down. Let's see. Wrong way. Let's see. And it makes a sound, and even without the projectile.
The power is mine.
Yeah, there we go. It can get really annoying. If you want to drive somebody crazy, just keep on doing this. So yeah, there's really what the gimmicks on Armada Galvatron as tank mode can do. And actually, these projectiles are different. There are 2, which are like what you find on Armada Starscream. You have little T's or hooks or whatever, but really, it's kind of weird. What goes into the main barrel is the one with the ball at the center, like a Bionicle figure. And really, it's kind of frightening at first because there's no real, like, cling, you know, like, take for example, like you can usually like, be quiet. You can usually feel the spring on something like this. Like, let's see if I can find if I can match it up, if I can align it. I can hear like a little click that shows that it's in there. Oh, be quiet. So let me see if I can find it. Huh. Okay, here we go. So I just insert it in there. Or maybe I don't. Huh. Okay, here we go. And you hear that little duh. You hear that little duh. And that shows that, like, you've actually put it in there. And it's the same for this thing. Let's see if I can make the little duh. You hear that little click. But with this barrel, it's a much larger click. It's not like a little silent click that you want to hear. You just have to put it in there, like push it down, and it's like that. It's more like a little snap. It's like a little, and it just goes in there, but it still shoots out. And he still has all the kibble down. You obviously can tell he's a Galvatron here. So again, his transformation, I think I did most of it again, but if you want to see the whole deal, here it is. You just pull his mask down, separate his arms or legs or whatever. He's actually easy. He's one of the easier Armada figures to transform. Then you rotate them. The tank usually gets in the way. Okay, there we go. You can also even snap at times. Okay, there it is. Then you fold the legs up, his heels, and now he can stand. There's his top mode. Then you open up. Let's see, open up these panels. There you go. Then, of course, let's see if I can raise it a little bit. Pull out the arms. And this one's harder, actually. There we go. And there, in a nutshell, is Armada Galvatron. That is his transformation. You can also, of course, as usual, bring his can here. But one thing that I also forgot, I didn't exactly forget it, but it's on the tank mode, is that I already showed you this, but still, you lift his chest up, kind of bring this to the front. Oh, be quiet. Now I know why a lot of people take the batteries out of this thing. It's like David K's voice is nice, but still, it can get annoying. Okay, let's see. There. And then you just plop it back on. Come on, Galvatron. Then you have his attack mode. Then you use clench. So yeah, then you can do this, I guess. So he has like all this firepower. And supposedly, this little gleaming thing, let's see actually if I can zoom in on it. You see that shiny piece of metal here? This little piece of metal is supposed to rotate it, but it doesn't work with a lot of these Galvatrons. I think they just kind of messed up here. If you know how to rotate this, go ahead. There's not one on the other side, so there's only one of these. So I think you just have to do it manually like this. Either way, he makes a ton of noise either way, and he won't shut up. So yeah, and one last thing I guess I could do. I'm not going to do it, but I guess there are several slots I missed where. There are several slots I missed in his panel where you actually can put projectiles in here. Then you close it, and it looks like he has more firepower. You know, more missiles or projectiles coming in. But still, it didn't work for me. So yeah, it's still kind of dull. And also another thing is that there actually is more articulation than I think. Let me pull him back up.
The power is mine.
Please be quiet. Okay, take clench off. Oh, whoops. There we go.
The power is mine.
Yes, the power is yours. Okay, now stop feeling insecure about yourself. You want to go to therapy, talk with me. He's in denial. Galvatron is in denial. I don't believe
Power
it.
is mine.
Okay. Kind of tricky right now. I think I'm doing something wrong, so I'm going to cut to him, you know, with the thing behind his back, actually. Okay, here we go. And he has more pose articulation than I thought. He can move his legs around. He actually has knees that can bend. So you can see there. Let me lower. He has knees he can bend, which can actually make for some cool poses like this. He also can rotate. You can, I think, rotate his fist here, though it's kind of stiff. You can't do it for this one since the knife comes out. So yeah, he can move his arms more than I thought. So yeah, I guess I kind of missed a lot on this Galvatron, but really all I missed was the gimmicks that not a whole lot of people care for when they're posing him. And yeah, that's all I missed for Galvatron. Though I guess I could do a better job this time of making Clench his gun. Let me see if I can fit it in there. That's the issue. It just folds back in. Let me hold the wheel. Oh, it's still pretty much the best I can do. Yeah, like go to my video. He's still kind of hard. He's not really a gun actually. He's like the Blitzwing tank. That's his cool version. So yeah, I'm just gonna put him on there, and that's the wrap up for our. That's the wrap-up for Armada Galvatron, everybody. It was probably the longest one. So, yeah, there we go. Now, for my Battle Begins pack here, I'm going to take it one at a time. Now, again, as you can see here, Epic Fine Pose, I guess I'm going to start with Optimus. Also, a really big screw-up I made. I'm not an expert in automobiles, but Optimus Prime is not a pickup truck. He is a semi-truck. Essentially, like, a lot of people like to say he's technically a firefighter, but really he can be a semi-truck that can pick up anything. He's not just a firefighter. If he wants to bring a trailer that has firefighting equipment, he can bring that, but he can also transport goods around. He can also, you know, yeah, basically be like G1 Optimus Prime. But he transforms into that. Now, a lot of people like to say that this could be his Earth mode, but then again, I don't remember the Earth mode being able to be so compatible with his axe, which is why I consider it Cybertronium mode. It's kind of tricky, and I may have to fast forward. Mainly with this large section, you just fold these, put them together. You also have to put the arms in, the hands in, sorry. Then you align them, the windows specifically. No, that's not how you do it. Also, you have to take the you have to disconnect the chest piece from the waist. How do I do it? There we go. Afterwards, you can loosen it up. Bring his head back if you want. Am I getting a good view of this? Yeah. Afterwards, you do stuff like this. Okay, here we go. Turn them around, get them connected. Now let's see if I can bring them together. Huh. There we go. Now let's see if I can get this part disconnected. Then you also have to flip these forward. Now his main piece is starting to get together. It's just really snapping everything in place. That's the pain. There's always seems to be something that you get loose no matter how many times you try it. Okay, fast forward time. You have to get everything aligned. Okay, then you're supposed to take this ledge and then snap it on there. There we go. Did do the same for this. Can I do it on the first try? No, it's still kind of tough. Okay, I think I got it. Yes, I got it. That's the hardest part of his transformation, this whole front area. Then you take his waist, turn these around. Let's see, you have to really align them. Then you push these in. They can scrape against your skin. Ow! Transforming is a pain, literally. There we go. Then you snap them in. Then you align them with these little purple hinges. Can be tricky. You have to do it on the other side, too. You have to start over here. Oh, this isn't closed in all the way. So, let's see if I can get in there. Okay. Oh, God. No, I can't. Come on, I'm almost done. Okay, so these are kind of... So, he was kind of a pain. But there he is in his pickup truck mode. Not pickup truck, semi-truck. Stop saying that. Stop saying that, Pac-Man. Now, his axe can be tricky to go into. It goes into the peg here, where the screw is, and two little holes on the sides. You really kind of just, well, get in there. Sadly, I'm not left-handed, so let me try this. You just get it in there. Okay, then you can open this up and let it go down. And then hopefully you find the two holes. And you just smush it in there like a sandwich. Ah, and now it does that. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, his axe is really good enough like that. It really doesn't matter a whole lot. This, yeah, like I said, this is what you're gonna get. His pickup truck, as I said before, is awesome. It's a really well done pickup truck. Now, on to Megatron, and I kind of need a break from all that. Ow! Okay, Megatron with his serious business face is still kind of a challenge, but not nearly as, you know, as Optimus Prime. Like, again, not a bad transformation, just takes long, but Megatron here is easier. You're going to want to disconnect this cannon, and in the show, I don't think he can use his blade in his mode, so you just, let's see, which way is it? No, not that. Neither's that. Oh, I think I know what you do. Let's go like that. Okay, here we go. Sorry, just forgot for a second. You go like this, as I showed before, and then, oh, then this was unnecessary. I can just peg it back in there. Now, he doesn't change a whole lot during his transformation, really. He doesn't really change that much. You bring these together, then you open up these panels. Let's see. Oh, whoops, wrong way, I think. Yep. You open up these panels to get the wheels. You also want to put these bars to the side. Same here. Open up panels. Okay, bar to the side. Open up panels. Oh, whoops, it's the other way. There we go. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Okay, so after that's also another important thing is that you're going to want to, let's see, peg the arms in. Okay, it's to the back side here. All you want to do is bring them like this. Peg it in. Like this, and then you turn it sideways. Then it can snap into place. Then it does the same thing here.
Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. There's his arms. Then you're gonna want to do this. You also probably need to bend them around, kind of put his legs in his thing. There we go. Then you're going to want to bring these panels together like a big puzzle piece. You just really have to inch them together. Also, you have to align your feet, which is kind of annoying. Also, these hips can get in the way. You really got to fold them down. Okay, then you really have to align these feet together, which can also be a pain. There we go. And that really... Oh, also you have to... Also, another thing that helps with save place, you got to bring these heels together. Then those get connected through a peg. And that really is the basis of his spaceship mode. It also rolls well, as I said before. Also, it's nice hovercraft. And finally, this thing pegs in. Let's see which way. There it is. So yeah, there it is. That's how you transform Battle Begins Megatron. And also, another thing I forgot to show you is both of them in their vehicle modes. So there they are. So, which one has the better vehicle mode? Well, I'll let you all decide. So, on to the last one. And lastly, here is Takara Armada Starscream. Yep, still the Takara version this time. One thing I forgot to mention in his jet mode is that he rolls... I think, yeah, he doesn't roll as good as animated Starscream, but he still rolls decent. He doesn't have some kind of weird gear system like an animated Starscream had. And actually, one sound effect I miss is that if you put the Minicon peg here... Let's see if I can do it. Whoa. Let's see if I can separate these two and kind of just get it in there. Okay, the narrow beam cans would go forward. He makes that kind of noise. And like with Armada, if you just keep on activating it or holding it down, it just continues. And it just, you know, does that. Goes on for a while. Could be a glitch. I think it just keeps on going. There we go. Anyway, yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. But anyway, transformation is simple. Probably better to do this without the Minicon. And these narrow beam cannons up. Let me see. He's pretty easy. I even recall that I could transform by myself as a kid when these were new to me. I think he was my first Transformer, actually. Well, no, my first Transformer was Cheetor from Beast Machines. I didn't even know, like, Transformers could be animals. But anyway, just take the... Well, you just take the hip up. Then you separate the legs. Let's see if it's in the shot. Heels go out. There it is. Then you're going to want to take these down so that they're facing the ground. When you put his hip up, let's see. There's his head. Put this down. Arms go like this. His wings go like this, I should say. There we go. Ta-da. And ta-da. Now, one thing that I forgot that was really important is that I just, with Armada Starscream, I just, let's see if I can get it. I just put the fists out. Let's see. It's kind of hard. I just put the fists out. Come out. Okay, just I put the fists out like this. There we go. I just put them out like this, but I was actually right on my first guess what I was supposed to do. I actually thought that I was supposed to do it, but I was like, nah, I'm probably not supposed to do it, but I was wrong. You're supposed to take these arms out. They apparently snap at a ball. You're supposed to extend them like that. So there we go. Oh, whoops, it's not... Oh, why did I do that? There we go. So yeah, you're supposed to extend the arms out like that. Now you have full Armada Starscream. And he actually still just looks as good. Let me see if I can get a full shot of him. There he is. And there we go. That is Armada Starscream. Full, let's see if I can even move them back. Yeah, if you push them back, they even move further. So that is Armada Starscream, and that's it I've missed for the Transformers I've received so far. And yeah, I will see you all later, and bye-bye. Now let me insert Swindle. And... Armada Starscream is best Starscream. Agree, or else I will hit you with my narrow beam cannons. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Support Cybertron. Subscribe.